May I ask you something?
The only thing you policemen do is oppress my people. I won't help.
Hello there.
Ill-fitting pants, wonky nose, and hair that appears to have been cut by your own hand. You must be Billy Lloyd.
Oh, it's you! I knew you'd come.
You did?
You're Mirko Gallia, the best investigative journalist on Cordona. I'm a fan of your work.
Alas, you're mistaken. The name is Sherlock Holmes, and your employer...
Oh, of course. Discretion. I'm sorry. I doubt the policeman upstairs heard me, though, so your secret is safe with me, Sherlock.
Mr. Capello told me you were present during the burglary and scared the criminal off the property?
Yeah, you should have seen it. As soon as the burglars saw me, they went white as death. Ran out the back door of the office. I heard a thud and cat shrieks, so I think they went over the railing and into the bushes out back. Clearly, my reputation precedes me. Mr. Capello was so proud.
You're a guard, but you didn't give chase.
Well, by the time I made it outside, they were miles away. So I went back to help Mrs. Capello. That kind of gentlemanly courtesy is why I'm so well regarded round these parts.
What did the thief look like?
Shorter than me, mid-20s, a huge scar across the right cheek going from the eye. Short hair. She didn't look like a ghost. Too corporeal.
Hold on. She? You didn't think to mention the burglar was a woman?
Why did you assume it was a man? It's the 19th century, sir. Ambitious young women are out there pursuing a career, and I, for one, encourage it.
Yes, yes, spare me the sermon. When did the burglary happen?
Oh, after 10 in the evening. I was just talking to Mrs. Capello.
Does she normally work this late?
No, it's the first time it happened. Usually I'm alone at night. I was explaining to Mrs. Capello how drinking water every 3 hours can help with digestion, when she excused herself and went back upstairs. Then there was a scream, and I ran up to the office and...
I know what happened next, thank you. What about last evening? Do you have any more details about the break-in?
Of course. I write down everything that happens during my watch. Take a look.
Fastidious in its mundanity, but I will make of it what I can. I must go and inspect the crime scene. If I have further questions, Mr. Lloyd, I will find you.
Oh, don't worry. I won't be able to keep away.
Right.
The best on the market. You can wallop them, you can burn them. Nothing will work.
I bet he tested that himself.
Strength, security, peace of mind. Tacky.
Well, you know, that's your opinion, good sir.
Bulging veins, cyanosis, bloodshot eyes, odd foaming in the mouth. Blood on the safe door could have been left by the victim. Bruises, torn nails, bleeding was severe and continued at length. Clear indications of blunt trauma, possibly inflicted before the victim was in the safe. Clothes are not fully buttoned. Was the victim dressing or undressing? What a rotten way to die.
Yeah, what a shame.
That's about all of you I can take. Do you know anything else about the dead body in the safe?
Well, there is the rule of threes. You can survive 3 weeks without food, 3 days without water, 3 hours in harsh weather, and 3 minutes
Of you talking?
without air. I'm sorry, did you say something?
No, very enlightening, Mr. Lloyd, thank you. Is this code memo still valid?
Oh, yes. It's the same combination code everywhere. It corresponds to Mrs. Capello's birthday, actually. In fact, during this year's celebration, I was allowed a sip of champagne. That's when I had to dry my trousers, and then I had to...
Okay, thank you, Billy.
I know of it, but... forgot. I know of it, but... forgot.
Have you noticed anything different about Mrs. Capello recently?
Not really. She talks to me more when I start my shift. Probably because of the 100 Best Curry Recipes book I'm reading. Oh, and we've been running out of paper a lot lately, so she often sends me out to buy more for her. She's very particular about the paper we use. Only one store on the island stocks it, and it's on the other side of the town. But I'm really fast.
Interesting, thank you.
Oh, actually... no.
What can you tell me about Mr. Capello?
He's a good employer, but very focused on work, and very serious about security, of course, since he employed a night watch of my caliber. Not everyone appreciates his strict business approach, though. Store clerks don't seem to last long in the office.
Good to know.
Oh, why do I get the worst jobs?
The bottle is half empty. A wine, well enjoyed. Recently used, but why would it be here? concert program from 7 years ago. An Augusta La Duca is listed as a harpist in the orchestra. Two theatre tickets for Shakespeare's Othello. The performance is tomorrow.
Have to respect the classics. He clearly needs a better work-life balance.
Well-organised workplace?
Mr. Capello is the best.
Okay, this chap is seriously creepy.
I know of it, but forgot.
Do you know anything about these entries?
No, but Mr. Capello is so well organised. I use a different method, very popular among the Buddhist monks. You create an attic in your mind and...
I'm familiar. Keep it tidy, put only necessary information in, remove unnecessary information regularly.
What? No, it's called an attic. You just stuff it with everything. You never know what might prove helpful someday.
That is profoundly upsetting. Do you know whose keys these are?
Probably Mr. Capello's. Police took him so suddenly. I have the same set, but it's more efficient. Has fewer keys.
So you don't have access to the entire office?
No. Only Mr. and Mrs. Capello have the key to the back door.
Do you know what this note might be about?
I cannot presume to know another's mind, of course, but I think Mr. and Mrs. Capello have been having some familial difficulties, probably due to their lack of children. One of my oldest friends helps couples with their relationship troubles, and he always says...
You don't have to continue.
Oh, well, he says that to me as well, but I'm perfectly happy to.
No, I insist. The letter F is inscribed within a four-leaf clover pattern. Passe-muraille. Walk through walls in French. Our thief seems rather arrogant. A comprehensive set of lockpicks, recently cleaned with no fresh scratches.
Maybe it would be wise to take a look around outside before we enter. Just a thought.
Other gangs are planning an attack on the backyard, boys. The pipe is look. Other gangs are planning an attack on the back.
Buy some clothes and help me feed my family. Step right up. Bring it back in. One piece, or you'll have to buy it. Step right up. I hope you'll be comfortable in it. The worst clothes at the best price.
One man's trash is another man's furniture.
Extra! Extra! Art stolen, children homeless. The deplorable... Extra! Extra! Art stolen.
Hello, mister. I've got some information for you. Heard you were asking.
Have you now? Well, let's hear it.
So the bandits, right? Not coming. Bigger fish to fry, they say. Bigger worries.
Interesting. Are you absolutely sure?
Heard it with my own ears. Lord is my witness.
Oh, good. Here you go. Buy yourself something nice. Might I suggest soap?
Oh, thank you, mister. Thank you.
What a simpleton.
Supposed to be Philip from London. Good impression.
Despite being used, these goods are still fine.
Buy some clothes. And help me feed my family.
Can I ask you a question?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Too simple. Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready.
Dodge this!
Time to knock this guy out.
Take a rest, my friend.
The snuff's ready.
I'm gonna hurt you! Couldn't miss the party.
No more crime for you until next month.
I thought we were against murder.
Don't bother moving. You've lost.
Give him the pepper snuff. He's all yours now. Go for it.
Too simple.
Okay, okay, I give up. I give up.
And here we are, Miss Sevigny. A place where we can talk about all your recent activities. We have a nice profile on you, you know.
What are you talking about? I didn't do anything.
Is there nothing you didn't do, Miss Sevigny? Thieve for the gang, break into the Armor Capello office, kill Niccolo Detti?
What? Kill? I didn't kill nobody. No, how?
So you admit the rest. I suppose you won't mind explaining some things to me then. You were in the Armor Capello office yesterday evening, Miss Sevigny. The same place that Niccolo Detti was found dead today. What happened?
How would you know? You can't prove anything?
It's written all over you, Miss Sevigny. I presume you did not intend your evening to end with a fall over the railing and a fracas with felines? Need I continue?
Zut alors! It was just a job, nothing else. I was asked to come. Here, see for yourself. I don't know who hired me, but I think they wanted to pin the crime on me. Poor Niccolo.
You knew Mr. Detti, how?
Niccolo and I grew up together. I hadn't seen him in years, then ran into him on the street, smiling with some lovely lady on his arm.
And that was the last time you saw him alive?
Well, until I found him dead yesterday. That same woman was there, too. It can't be coincidence.
You saw a woman in the office?
Mm-hmm. She started screaming, so I slammed the safe door and ran when I saw a guard coming.
When were you offered this job?
Ah, mon Dieu. I don't remember precisely. I think the letter arrived around 9:30 in the evening. It sounded tricky, but the money was good.
And you arrived at the office?
Perhaps 45 minutes later. I am very good, sir. I was in and out in 5 minutes.
I don't like lies.
No, wait. Okay. It took 15 minutes. All right? Still impressive, no?
Your thieving days may well be over, Miss Sevigny. Until this matter is resolved, you will remain here. Good day.
I didn't do a thing.
What a long day.
Not much to say, I'm sorry. Not much to say, I'm sorry.
Mr. Capello, have you anything to say about the burglar's claims?
Not a whit. The woman is a liar and a criminal. I don't give it the slightest credence, and neither should you. Not much to say. I'm sorry. Another question? I'm afraid I have nothing to add to this. Another question? Another question? Another question?
I'm interested in some entries in your diary that may prove important. Could you elaborate on these ones here?
Bene. I won't name the detective, but rest assured that is unrelated to the investigation. It is just one of our clients. And those safe entries are about an interested party who was going to purchase the product. We met yesterday, and today were to finalize the transaction. Alas, that opportunity is no more.
You've been a good help. What was your intent behind this note?
This is private, young man, and hardly relevant.
Its relevance, as it were, remains to be seen.
My wife Augusta joined me in business half a year ago, but works late hours. I worry because I love her. What else do you need to know?
I appreciate your candor.
Not much to say. I'm sorry. Another question?
Is this note still valid?
Oh yes, we use this code by default for each safe. Now sometimes a buyer may ask to see how it can be changed, but I always reset it afterwards.
And the safe containing the body used the default code, I presume?
As it happens, no. In my demonstration, I wanted to show the bank clerks how easy it was to set a different combination.
Interesting. Thank you. How long have you known your wife, Mr. Capello?
How is that relevant, young man?
Please, I need a complete picture of all the parties involved. Consider, perhaps, the possibility that the burglar was targeting your wife.
It seems unlikely, though if a Detti was out to threaten my wife... We met 7 years ago. Augusta was a harpist with an Italian orchestra. The passion in her eyes back then. I am glad she still has some of it now.
And you and your wife get along well?
I love her most dearly, and I know Augusta loves me. I fear someday she may be bored at work, but I try to give her all she wants.
I'm just so exhausted, sir.
To the best of your knowledge, does the safe's combination remain the same?
Nearly always. We have a default combination code we use on all our products for convenience. My husband can change it, though.
And no others?
I don't know. I certainly can't. Can we please do this later? Can we please do this later? Can we please do this later? I'm just so exhausted, sir. I don't know. I don't know.
Mrs. Capello, please take a moment to study this profile. Is this the woman who was in the office yesterday?
I don't remember. Please, I feel faint at the mere thought of it.
I see. Forgive me for expecting a gentleman's stamina.
I'm just so exhausted, sir. I don't know. Can we please do this later? I don't know.
Mrs. Capello, would you think your husband capable of that which he is accused?
No. Basilio is a good man, a devoted man. I love him. He cares about his work and cares about me. He approaches all his passions with diligence and temerity. I think there is nothing he could not achieve if he set his mind to it. Indeed, in all our years together, I cannot recall a single business opportunity Basilio failed to see through.
Thank you, Mrs. Capello. What exactly was your relationship with Niccolo Detti?
Who? What are you talking about?
Madam, please, a young woman dedicated to her music and an enthusiastic artist. Your marriage to Basilio could not have offered all you needed. And then about 6 months ago, you met Niccolo Detti. There was a spark, you started to see each other. It brought passion back into your life.
How could you?
But your tryst didn't go unnoticed. Felicia Sevigny spotted you with Niccolo, but rather than cease your affair, you took care to avoid the public eye. You started working with your husband at the office and met your lover there in the evening after Basilio departed. Billy would not notice, and you hoped neither would your husband. Do I have this right so far?
Yes. I love Basilio, I truly do. But his first passion is his work. I respect that, but it left me adrift. Niccolo. Oh, sweet Niccolo. He was the man I needed. If he had had any other name, I would have talked to Basilio. But he was a Detti.
And your husband suspected something.
I think he did. He asked questions. Billy's schedule was moved forwards here. Yes. Yes, he suspected.
And thus we arrive at the heart of the matter. How did Mr. Detti end up deceased in the safe?
I do not know.
Madam?
I don't know anything about his death.
Are you sure this is how you wish to proceed?
It is the truth. Please, just leave me be.
Apologies, Mrs.
Oh, what a long day.
Were you aware of this, Mr. Capello? Of the relationship between your wife and Niccolo Detti?
Enough! I will not hear it. Augusta is an impressionable woman feeling the stress of this horrible situation. She does not understand what she's saying.
I see. So, you think...
I think that if you want to help, you should stop bothering my wife and find the criminal responsible.
I will return. I will return. I believe that I have found the truth, Mr. Capello, and that truth does not show you in a good light.
And here I thought I had found a bright mind. Why would I need to kill Niccolo Detti?
It's simple.
This is nonsense. This proves nothing. How do you believe I killed him? Just threw him in the safe?
That could have sufficed. Niccolo may have been unconscious, and you admitted you had full access to your office for most of the day. Or you could have changed the code during the day, then arrived unannounced in the evening to leave him nowhere better to hide.
And why on earth would I do that?
To get rid of a debty? To force a confrontation with your wife? Either seems entirely plausible.
To you, perhaps, but how would I even know when to do the deed, huh?
You planned this. Billy's time of work was changed, you met with detectives, you planned when it would happen to the minute.
Indeed. How very convenient. Except the detective was my client, and I moved Billy's shift because I was worried about Augusta. All this time, all this effort, and you get caught up in a fantasy. A shame. Still, a fine way to kill some time until my lawyer arrives from Italy. I trust you will see yourself out.
I don't get your decision. We did all that work, and in the end, nothing about this case changed.
It is a shame it has come to this, but it is patently obvious that you are responsible for Niccolo Detti's death.
How dare you? I wouldn't want him to.
I see you need some persuasion. I know that Niccolo Detti went to the office to meet you. It was a midnight tryst. Niccolo would visit the office once Basilio left, but this time he returned. So you hid Niccolo in the safe. A foolish move.
I didn't know the code had changed. It was the only choice. I couldn't let him be found. I loved him.
Really? You could have saved his life by simply speaking with your husband, but you sought to free him another way. To free Mr. Detti, you hired Felicia Sevigny, a petty burglar, to crack the safe, and as a result, you killed your lover.
No, It's because the combination had changed. It is not my fault.
You are splitting hairs, Mrs. Capello. The fact remains you chose to risk Niccolo's life rather than call your husband, and I know why.
Do not presume to tell me my feelings, boy. Leave me be.
I don't think Mrs. Capello did this on purpose. I would have let her go.
It is a... I see. It was a midnight tryst. Really? To free Miss...
No.
You are splitting hairs, Mrs. Capello. The fact remains you chose to risk Niccolo's life rather than call your husband. And I know why. You were afraid how it would affect the reputation of the Capellos, and you feared what your husband would do as a consequence.
He's a good man, but he cares about his business, about the family. It would have destroyed him.
And now he's accused of murder, Mrs. Capello. How considerate of you.
Mio Dio, how did this all happen?
Mrs. Capello, there is a way out of this mess. When the inspector arrives, tell him very little, insist you were with your husband and that he is innocent. But afterwards, you must tell Basilio about Niccolo. You wronged your husband. He deserves the truth.
Perhaps. Yes, I believe you are right. Please give me some time to prepare myself. And thank you.
Goodbye, madam.
I'm behind you with this one. Some people deserve a second chance. Come on, Sherry. Say, I am the law.
Sir, what do you think you're doing?
Officer.
Oh, I know you. You're the clever chap that cracked that Palazzo del Luzzo case, eh?
Presuming there has not been another murder since, then yes, it is I. I'm here to investigate the accident. You don't mind if I examine the scene?
You're too late. Case closed. It was no accident. The rickshaw driver deliberately ran that poor woman over, and I'm taking him into custody.
Oh, well, if that's the case, then my examination of the scene can hardly interfere with your brilliant work, Officer...
Huxley. Well, if you want to play detective, go ahead. But stay away from my business, all right?
An impact to the back of the head caused severe damage. Her death was probably instant.
Cordona's true horror revealed. Behold, the killer curb.
This pendant looks like it may contain something. Let's see. It takes two to tango. I'll find a use for it. The dress looks generally neat and tidy. Any staining must have been from the accident. Cleaning the houses of rich men by day and preserving England's secrets by night.
My friend, you know you're in trouble, right? But all this can go away for a small fee.
Oh, damn crooked cops. Come on, concentrate, so we can stop him before he arrests the driver.
always take care when walking beneath balconies. From the position of the body, we can deduce that Mycroft's agent walked down the street from the east. The rickshaw's tracks show that the vehicle was coming from the south. The rickshaw gained speed down the slope of the road and was going too fast to stop for a pedestrian.
But, Sherry, it would be impossible to miss a rickshaw speeding downhill. It was as fast as a racehorse.
Unless something distracts you. A sudden loud noise caught the agent's attention and they stepped into the road without looking. It was all an accident. John, no one is immune to chance. Such synchrony of events would be very difficult to contrive artificially.
No such thing as coincidence. I bet there's a killer mastermind behind this. Or a team of killers. Ooh, a secret global rickshaw conspiracy.
Upon examination of the scene, I have concluded that the smash of the flower pot distracted the woman. She didn't notice the oncoming rickshaw. After stepping into its path, she was knocked to the ground and died after hitting her head on the curb. It was most likely an accident.
Oh, that's just your imagination. The facts say otherwise.
Well, fact, there are no wheel tracks on the woman's body, so the rickshaw could not have run over her. Fact, you are blackmailing an innocent man.
Didn't I tell you to stay out of my business? You're lucky there's a crowd.
So the man can go free. Oh, thank you, Officer Huxley, for your excellent decision.
All right. The rickshaw puller can leave, but he better not show his face again. That goes twice for you, Mr. White Knight. Goodbye, sir.
I'm glad you didn't leave that poor chap alone.
The truth must be told, even if it damns as often as it saves. Today it spared a driver and denounced an officer. Tomorrow, perhaps the opposite. One bed, one table, and one horrible scent of decay which someone tried to cover with perfume. A typical safe house for Mycroft spies. Whoever broke in clearly does not appreciate lockpicks. The documents may have been stowed in here, but they're gone now. Being a secret agent isn't easy. A brand new model. I must say, perfectly maintained. She took good care of it. The wax is still warm. A brute force intrusion rather than a stealthy sneak-in. Primitive, but efficient at breaking windows. Sloppy work. Unprofessional. Someone was in a hurry. Mycroft's documents were stolen. The thief entered through the broken window not long ago.
What are we waiting for? Let's search the backyard and track him down.
Fake passports. I guess nothing is a crime if you're working for the Crown. Reminds me of the mess in your room, John. Reminds me of the mess in your room, John. I've always wanted to try something new.
Look who's here.
They were in such a hurry that they cut themselves. They injured themselves pretty seriously.
Look at the amount of blood. Does it mean they were waiting here for something?
The police patrol schedule sends officers along here regularly. Our thief wasn't waiting. They were hiding. The blood trail stops here. They must have finally bandaged the wound.
The thief must be somewhere around here. I can almost smell him.
Oh, men are always in a hurry, and women always pay the consequences.
Piece of advice. Next time you try to steal from an agent of the United Kingdom, don't leave a trail of blood behind you. Try using a lockpick.
So it seems this is it. You found me. And now I have no choice. No choice at all. He told me to give you this letter.
So where are the documents, and who is he?
Huh. Piece of advice. When someone tells you to mind your own business, listen.
Oh, Sherry. What horror could he have been facing that suicide was the better option?
It's a grim augury indeed. There's something bigger brewing, John. We should inspect the poor man for any leads. What did you get yourself into? He managed to bandage the wound properly. A strange act of self-preservation for a man on his way to suicide. Expensive clothes. Pretty worn out, though. Old and made of silver. Not expensive, but might be an heirloom. A family insignia. Typical nobleman fashion.
Take a photo of this poor bugger. Better to give Mycroft something rather than nothing.
I suppose it may help in understanding the situation. I remember how angry Mycroft was about these marks. He called it a frivolous, childish endeavour. Can you satisfy my curiosity?
My dear fellow, you're talking to the right man. Alas, that's a terrible blow for the office. I'd better pass on your report immediately. Thank you for your service.
The accident doesn't look so accidental anymore, does it?
I think you might be right, John. I feel like someone is leading us by the nose. First time I've encountered such a devious mind.
I suspect not the last.